Okay, here's a doozy of a topic that requires critical thinking and emotional intelligence. And here's the idea. Forgiveness is a decision before it's a feeling. Forgiveness is a decision before it's a feeling. One of the things that we learn that is deeply inaccurate about forgiveness is that I'll forgive when I'm ready. That's actually not how forgiveness works. One of the most important findings in forgiveness research is that decisional forgiveness often comes long before you emotionally forgive. Another way to say it, forgiveness begins with a decision. The feelings usually catch up later and sometimes way later. Okay, so here's what I want you to think about. Let's say you made the decision to forgive. You weren't seeking revenge, you still had no desire to get even, but you were still angry, right? You still had moments of deep sadness, deep grief, deep feelings of betrayal, and you can sometimes find yourself replaying what happened because it was so traumatic and so painful. And maybe you even wonder, did I really forgive? The answer is yes, yes. Your emotions simply hadn't caught up with your decision yet. And that's really important to know how our brains work. Researchers have long distinguished between two types of forgiveness. The first is decisional forgiveness. That's the conscious choice to stop allowing another person's actions to determine the direction of your future. It's deciding not to seek revenge. It's deciding that your future deserves more attention than your past. The second is emotional forgiveness. That's when the resentment slowly begins to soften. The anger slowly releases its grip, and the emotional charge isn't as intense as it was. These two kinds of forgiveness don't usually happen at the same time, and brain science helps us explain why. So when something deeply painful happens, your brain doesn't just simply store the facts. It stores the emotional experience. It's embedded in your body. The amygdala, that fight or flight part of your brain, you've heard of the amygdala. It's actually our brain's threat detection system. It tags emotionally significant events so you remember in the future so you don't repeat it. That's how it works. Pardon me. So even after you made a decision to forgive, those emotional memories are still activated. It's supposed to go that way. That means your brain is doing exactly what it's supposed to do, what it was designed to do. Our brains are that powerful. That's a big piece of what we don't learn about forgiveness. This is all based in research. Healing is gradually teaching your brain that the danger is no longer there. That takes time. So what do you do while your emotions are attempting to catch up with you? Okay, first, don't confuse emotional pain with a lack of forgiveness. Many of us say, if I'm still hurting, I must not have forgiven. No, that is not true. You can genuinely choose forgiveness and still feel sadness. You can still forgive and still feel grief. You can forgive and still have really difficult days. This is a journey, man, okay? That's actually what makes us imperfect, exquisite, loving human beings. Number 2, stop waiting for a feeling before making a decision. Stop waiting for a feeling to make a decision. If you wait until you feel like forgiving, you may stay emotionally connected to the very thing you're trying to move beyond. Forgiveness is rarely, if ever, one dramatic moment. And I'm talking about deep hurts, okay? More often, it's a slow decision you make over and over and over again, and you keep choosing it. Forgiveness is something that we constantly practice and look at on a daily basis. It's a mastery of skill, right? And each time you choose not to let your past define your future, you're strengthening that decision. Third, remember who forgiveness really is for. And I can't say this enough. You can't hear this enough. Forgiveness never excuses harmful behavior. It doesn't. It doesn't erase accountability. It doesn't require you to be best friends or even reconcile. I have people that I've forgiven that are no longer in my life. Are you with me? Strong, powerful boundary choice. Forgiveness changes your relationship with what happened. And at the same time, it doesn't necessarily change your relationship with the person, right? Sometimes forgiveness actually leads us to stronger boundaries than we've ever had before. I know that's so true for me, because boundaries are not a punishment. Boundaries are keeping your emotional and mental health safe and protecting your peace. And one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself is permission to let forgiveness, your forgiveness, unfold at the pace for you. There's nothing to hurry up and do. I'm serious. You don't have to rush your emotions. You don't have to force frickin' anything. You don't have to pretend you're okay when you're not. And be wise who you share that vulnerability with, because not everyone understands us. Not everyone is emotionally intelligent. Not everyone has critical thinking. You got it? So my best advice is to make the decision to forgive, then allow your heart and your brain to catch up when they're ready. To let them catch up. I got a couple of these going on, okay? Then it's difficult because I'm still angry. I still feel upset about a few things. Forgiveness doesn't change the past. You know that. It's about changing the influence the past has on your future. And that rarely begins with a feeling, but with a decision. Now, what I'm also going to add in the notes is I'm going to add a link that's free. And it will really help you distinguish and identify decisional and emotional forgiveness, which is really critical if you're really committed to forgiving. And when you download this, it's in 5 languages. You do not have to give your email. I am not an email marketer. I hate when people email market me, so you will not even have to put your email in. You can just download it. It comes from the Templeton Foundation. They have an arm, an academic forgiveness arm called discoverforgiveness.org, whom I partnered with. It's a spectacular, exquisite resource. And I highly recommend you check it out. 5 languages, okay? All right, that's all I got for today. Mwah! Talk to you soon.